I went out and just hung out in the living room and told them to turn their devices off, watch TV. They argued about who was going to pick what show. A show got picked. 30 seconds later, they were beating on each other. My son showed me, I don't know if it's an offensive move or a defensive move, but he sprinted at Ella and then did a 180, backed his button back into her, and started punching backwards. Speaking of untraditional practices, goodness gracious.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. But that's kids for you, though. They always fight like cat and dog.
They play this game now, and I can't stop it because it used to be a party of 5. Now it's a party of 3.
Yeah.
They've come up with this game called Hot Potato, where they jump from couch to chair with stuffed animals, and the goal is just to keep the stuffed animal in your hands. I think I'm gonna rearrange the furniture to up the level of difficulty a little bit.
Yeah, move them apart. Yeah, definitely.
I can no longer trick them to run to me so I can trip them. That was one of the funniest things I love doing to all my children. Just
trip them up.
Yes, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like
brilliant.
It's sort of like playing with a cat with a laser.
Yeah, I've got some laser pens there, and the Caesar's the same. He goes mental with the laser pen.
New house is amazing.
I think all dogs are like that. It must be that concentration is such a small light. Thank you, dog.
Well, they also don't speak English, so we have no idea what the heck they're thinking. I mean, we
hold on a second, Aaron.
Go ahead.
Babe, Stephen. Aye, and when you come down and let me know that it's shared, will you be able to check on my Facebook and put it on Hero onto Hero page? And so, right, okay. In fact, doll, you didn't have to come back doing it. If it works, it works. But come down and tell me if it's not working. Thank you.
It will, because it's gonna go live on Vlogcast, and then that's where it can be shared from. I'd like to see you maybe figure it out on your end, so that you're able to do it with other people as well.
Yeah, hopefully, mate, because I've got some people lined up to do some interviews with. No interviews so much, just chats. Colin Lilly, who is the musician who's helping me make the charity single. He sent me over his first recording of the charity single, and it's amazing. I can't make it public yet, but he was on Australia's version of The Voice.
Okay.
And he was in Boy George's team. And I have a weekly chat to Australia every week. Very much like what we do. But we're not public with me and Colin. But I've asked him, and he's more than happy to do a live chat with me. So it's going to be good fun. He's crazy. He's Scottish, but he had problems with drugs in his younger years, and he moved away over to Australia 15, 20 years ago, and he lives in the Northern Territory with all the Aboriginals, and right out in the sticks, like in the middle of nowhere, in Alice Springs it's called. He's got a fascinating story as well, so I've got Colin lined up, and I've got a couple of other podcasts from the UK. So I'll look at it over the weekend and see if I can set up like this.
It might just sharing is caring. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It may just be exclusive only to desktop or laptops. You're on a phone or a tablet, right?
Phone, yeah.
Okay. All right. I just remembered somebody may be coming over to buy a pair of tennis shoes. One day I've got to sit you down and show you my tennis shoes. I buy, trade, and sell them like they're baseball cards sometimes. But I'll I don't ever go for those expensive ones because, yeah, I forgot somebody may interrupt us during the broadcast. It'll just be 30 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and hit live so you guys can start sharing. I gotta fill up my pop.
Okay.
You good with that?
Perfect. Yeah, good with that, mate. Yeah.
All right. Oh, let me set this up real quick. Add a title. Let's call it.
And you'll get to see how many people are joining us.
Yes. Actually, anybody watching the link can see that.
Right.
Share to my timeline, no. Share to a page I manage, yes. Pages you manage, on that. Continue. Next.
Says Aaron has invited the room, so I'll join it.
Yep.
Wait for broadcast.
All right, it's live on the vlog. I'm getting some Pepsi. We'll see you in 45 seconds.
Okay, take your time.
Our new house is amazing.
There is a bit of an issue with our
Hello everyone, if you're just joining us. Aaron's literally just away to get some Pepsi. He said 45 seconds.
For bundling made easy,
I'm counting.
Geico.
He has got the kids there though, so they may distract him when he's trying to get his Pepsi. This is a whole new format for us. This is Aaron's studio. So there's going to be an improvement in the sound quality and also the picture quality. I'm still the same, obviously, on my phone. And I'm having a milky cup of tea. If you are watching now, please share it.
Yo!
But that was about 45 seconds, you know.
Was it quicker or shorter? Quicker or longer?
Yeah, you were a little bit longer to be fair, but 45 seconds, like, I would say you were under a minute.
Okay, well, I mean, Scotland time and Ohio time, I don't know, I can't do the math.
No, this is it, there's a difference, eh?
There is. So, okay, so we practiced this earlier, and it works.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's just the difference between a device and a CPU, a computer or laptop. This is so much more comfortable for me for a few reasons. I'm in this. I can actually utilize what I've put together here, and now I have to use my device and worry about Wi-Fi signals and this and that. The microphone. Whew. Like I can hear the littles, and oh my goodness, I'm already flipping out. But I'm able to use the software now, so they're muffled a little bit. I wish I had a cage. I wish I had a cage big enough for them, like you do Caesar.
Yeah, you could just put them every Saturday afternoon in the cage.
Just for an hour. Just for an hour. How are you, man? You look good.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. It's yeah, I'm excited.
You should be.
You know,
you should be. Emma's here. Jillian's here. Michelle is here. Dawn is here.
Yeah, brilliant. So people can see, people can join us now. That's great. This format is so much better, isn't it?
It is. It is. You four ladies. I'm assuming you're ladies with lady names. Would you guys go ahead and share this to some groups that you normally wouldn't? Would you put it on your timeline? Share this link. We're trying to raise awareness, guys. Come on, let's do something about it. Hey, give me
I'll be on that.
Paul, give me one of those thumbs up. This is now your, yeah, man. In the beginning of every video I've seen the past 2 weeks, it goes live. I love it, man. I mean, I've been doing it to everybody and everything when I'm out. I do it to the kids. Dad, I ate my breakfast. I love it. It's so contagious, man. Good for you.
Okay. Donald shared it for sure.
Hey, pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.
Green is 3.
Yes. Well,
Right.
I'm a Hibernian supporter, so that's my football colours is green. So
Everything happens for a reason. So there it is. Double thumbs up.
double thumbs up.
Speaking of men's health, I'm 44. It's about that time where I need to have my prostate checked. Have you had yours checked yet? As a responsible,
No.
health-conscious male.
No, I'm 41 and I've not. It's one of those things that probably
It's something weird.
you just put it off.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter how much awareness is raised about men going to do it. You see TV adverts, people talking about it, and you appreciate. It's like testic cancer.
I'm with
like,
you.
to check and stuff, and it is important for men to do it. But generally, ourselves, just flipped. I don't. I've not. I should say. That's obviously I check myself, but I will. At some point, I'm sure.
I just find first of all, there's a stigma to it, right? But despite, like you said, despite all the correct information we have about it, it's just I'll get one when my doctor says I think it's time to have one, and it's 2021. We should be riding dragons by now. Well, how come we don't have the technology to look in our keisters, and not have to be all felt up? It's just.
People do it from your house. Yeah.
Nope. Hey, you said something. You said, despite all the information we have, knowing it's not wrong, we just don't do anything about it. This is sort of how I feel about the cause that you are personally fighting for. The outreach that I'm involved in. We know about this homelessness. We know about this addiction. Nobody's really doing anything about it collectively as a group, as a whole.
No.
What advances have you made this week in your cause, in your fight, in your word? What have you done this week towards it?
Well, one thing that has been on my mind a lot this week, that I've been very much aware of really since I started this journey, but with regards to addiction and with regards to homelessness, it's like so many other things in life, is that there is money to be made. There is money to be made for these pharmaceutical companies, and there's also money to be made for these homeless charities. So it's frustrating for me because I don't believe that the amount of money that has been generated for homelessness should have resulted in the high numbers of homeless that we still have. Over the last 10 years, how many millions of pounds have been spent on homelessness in Scotland? I don't know the exact figures, Aaron. I can tell you it's a lot. And that money, if that was put to the proper resources, I 100% guarantee that homelessness would be abolished right now. That's a fact. For the amount of money that's been spent. For instance, I can tell you a story about what happened last year with many homeless people in Scotland. So the government was given a whole load of money for homeless people. So what the government done was they paid out that money to 2-star hotels and bed and breakfasts, and they overpaid and they put homeless people in these hotels and hostels, and the government paid the owners of these businesses for that. And when the money runs out, these people are kicked back out onto the street.
Hey, give me a hot 30 seconds. I apologize. I talked to you about this earlier before we went on. Just continue. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll occupy the viewers. I don't know how many people are on actually. Aaron has got it there. Yeah, but that's my belief, is that if the money that was given to homeless people went to homeless people, they wouldn't have homelessness in Scotland. Over the last 10 years, the amount of money that I've seen month by month apparently getting pumped into homeless, and that's been donated to homelessness. Where is it? Where is all this money? Where is all this money that these charities are raking in every year? Millions and millions of pounds these charities are raking in. Where is that money? From what I can see, it's not on the streets with the homeless people where it's needed. So that's something that I hope to change. Certainly, I'm going to be a registered charity soon, Aaron. Oh, there he is.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I want to get back to what you were saying, but I want to explain to the audience, the 12s and 13s that are watching. I buy and sell trade used shoes sometimes, the nicer ones, and I forgot that I made this agreement, so that's done and over with. I caught you. We brought it up about what have you done, and you're talking about money in this cause, and there was just a bunch of misuse of funds, and it could have been spent in better ways. How would have you done that differently if that was in your control last year?
So what happens with the money now is that they only ever look at a short-term fix for the problem. It's never looked upon beyond the problem that they see in front of them, which is people sitting on the streets, outside shopping malls. That's where people sit. They don't like it. Let's get rid of them. Where do we put them? Let's put them in hotels. Let's put them in hostels, B&Bs. Let's do that. It gets them out of the way. There was, whereas for me, that's great to do that, but the amount of money that they're spending to do that would be better spent actually investing in the homeless people's future, to give them a permanent fixed abode where they can start to build their life back up, because they're not going to be allowed to stay in the B&B in the hotel forever. That costs a lot of money. And that's proven, because these homeless people have now been kicked out of the hotels and the hostels because money has run out. So they're back on the streets. And when another influx of money will come in, another £10 million for homeless people, that will come in after people have taken their wages, hefty wages. You're left for £1 million to actually £1 million to reach the streets. And then you think, wait a minute, right? So it's for me, Aaron, it's morally wrong. I think when people are given money, certainly when people are given money, the working class people are donating money. I think that money should go to the cause that the people care about, i.e. homelessness or whatever it is, wildlife or wherever it is. The money shouldn't go to people's wages.
You're right.
90% of it.
You're right.
90% is taken by a wage, and 10% goes to the cause. And for me, that's wrong. So the way that I'll do it is I will do slow and steady, but I'll win the race. I will build slowly. I will get these containers. I will get the solar panels. And I will build slowly. But what I won't be doing is that homeless family that I put in to the containers, you know, where I have the plumbers, so they'll have hot water, they'll have heating. That family that I'm going to put in there, they're there for life. You know, I'm not going to be kicking them out in 2 months' time when money runs out. It's a forever home. That's what homeless people need. They need a forever home. Not just 2 months in a hostel, then 2 months on the street, 2 months in a hotel. Doesn't work. It does not work. And it is.
In my experience, in order to break that cycle, there's got to be more intuitive public services or outreaches that bridge the gap. Because maybe it's not a mental health problem. Maybe they're just not good at budgeting money. Maybe it's not a drug problem. They're disabled. Like, being homeless is the byproduct of something else. When I was studying for my degree, found out that social services started in like the 13 or 1400s. It was in Europe. The government, the church, it was the church's responsibility to take care of the destitute, those seeking comfort, those. So it goes back a long way, and it's just to break that cycle, you need more involvement. What you're doing here is inspiring here locally. Today, 120 sleeping bags were collected, over 400 cans of food, cash donations, a local outreach, Side Street S4 Side Street Ministries. They did a pop-up bag a friend. That's what they called it. And for a week, 10 days, they collected sleeping bags, so 120 plus and 400 plus cans. What you do inspires people, whether you know it or not. And you're such a damn fighter that there's no quit in you. So you're planting seeds, man. You're doing it big. I can't tell me about this traveling podcast. I heard you say something earlier about it this week or today, that when you do your book tour, you're gonna do a traveling podcast.
Yeah, and that's something that I was thinking about, and I'm starting now to put the plans into action. So I have got many accomplished people on board with film and documentaries, and obviously podcasts are something that I'm a big fan of now. I had no idea what a podcast was last year, but certainly since the lockdown, I have been reaching out, and I think I'm number 13 or 14, I think I'm on now, podcasts. And so podcasts are the way forward for me. What podcasts is that they allow me to share my story without having to rely on mainstream media. So many people are becoming aware of what I'm doing all over the world, and it's amazing that I'm just doing that from my home with my mobile phone, that I'm able to reach out. And I thought that how in keeping would it be with my whole journey and my whole story would be to take a podcaster on the book tour with me, and every night
you would be the podcaster. It would be your show. Man, I can see it. What do they call, like, those little pop-up trailers you carry behind your car? You know, like old school ones. Like
it's a caravan.
Who does that right now? Steve-O from Jackass. Right?
Oh, right. I like Steve-O. Yeah.
He has multiple years sobriety. I watch his podcast. Someone say that some might say that I try to sound like him. That's not true. I'm just susceptible to laryngitis. But he has like one of those pop-up campers, and he does a mobile podcast, and it's so rad. I could definitely see you doing something like that, man. Let me ask you something. Do you like just listening, or do you have to have video accompanying it at times?
Yeah, so I'm definitely more visual as well for me. I've done some podcasts when it's just been audio as well, but I suppose they went down well. It's just I don't particularly like looking at myself.
Oh, you're fine.
But when I just think for conversation purposes, I think it's better when you can see the person.
Yes.
When they're talking, as opposed to sort of using your imagination as to what they look like.
Theater
It's a
of the
little bit
mind.
like. It's a little bit like what we spoke about, I think, last week or the week before, when you asked about books, about the books that I read. And, you know, I told you that I'm not a big reader. I'm more into films. You know, and that's always been the case with me, certainly in my adult life, is that I've always preferred visually something to watch and listen to as opposed to reading. Reading involves using your imagination. I've got an imagination, and that's what reading is good for. But I suppose it can be an element of laziness as well, where you can put something on the television, a film, and you can sit and watch the film, but you don't actually have to be paying attention 100% of the time. You know, you can check your mobile phone, you can make a rolling
background noise.
There could be things going on, but you're still watching the television. But when you're reading, you know, any slight distraction, and it throws you off. And I'm so easily distracted, you know, that reading takes me forever.
Our new house is amazing.
Do you know what I do when I read? This is really annoying. Is that when I'm reading a book,
At least Geico makes bundling our
I often have to go back
For bundling made
a paragraph
Geico.com.
and reread it. It must be something like I'm skimming over the words, but I'm not actually taking in what it's saying. I'm just reading the words, but I'm not visualising the story or taking on what the author's trying to tell me. And I think that didn't make sense. I end up having to read a book probably twice before I actually fully understand the book and the meaning of the book. So just easier.
I keep my reading skills to a fine-tuned 3rd and 4th grade level because I feel like I've been stuck in that type of reading books for like the past 15 years, man. Mac and Ella are 5 and 6, and they're 385 days apart. Like, and I hadn't had a child for 8 years before Mac. So, like, I feel like I'm stuck in an 8th grade and a 8-year-old's reading thing. Ella is reading now. Hey, did I tell you I like the thumbs up? I love it, man. I love it. Gosh, it brought me joy this week. I was just thinking of you. A guy blew his horn. Go ahead.
How many more people are we going to get to give us a thumbs up that are watching right now? We can't see them, but let's do it.
Yeah, I'd like to get some likes and some thumbs up. How about some shares, folks? Hey, William's here. Charles is here. Maria's here.
My wife's here. She's
There
giving
she
us a
is.
thumbs up. I'll put the
Speaking
camera
of
on.
which, she's also your lighting and technical advisor because she set it up today for us. And in mid talking, she came in and put on the accent light for you. She wants everybody to see your big pretty face.
Yes, exactly. And I've got the little switch down here, but
Yes!
I can make it blue.
Hey, dude, guess what I did 2 days ago?
Oh, what?
I bought your book.
Yes, you did.
It comes tomorrow.
Yes, you did. Now, next Saturday's podcast, that's going to be an interesting one.
Oh yeah, I'll be doing it live from the bathtub.
Our new house
In honor
is
to
amazing.
you, I'll be reading just the odd numbered chapters, or I might read the whole book every 21st word.
At least Geico makes
Well, it's not a long read, so hopefully you'll have made a big dent by next Saturday, and I'm sure you'll have some crazy questions to put towards me. I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I will. And speaking of questions, remember earlier today when your lovely wife set this up for us because we're two nimrods that couldn't do it ourselves. And I said,
Yeah.
I need for you to pick out a set of 4 years.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you have questions for me today?
I have 6.
You have what, please?
6.
Listen, 6. I thought you were talking. I thought you said I have sex, and I was like, you should be. You're married. It's none of my business.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we won't go there.
No, I'm just making fun of the way you and I talk.
Yeah, of course.
Because you sound like you're from Scotland, and I definitely sound like I'm from Ohio, America.
Yes.
And that's
You
what makes
definitely
it. That's
do.
one of the things that makes this mashup special, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. It's all the way across the pond.
That's right.
Amazing.
Despite that big ugly face, I love you, man. You're a great dude.
Yeah, well, I could wear a mask next week, you know.
That's not a mask.
No, this is actually genuinely my face.
All right, so let's get rolling with some questions because I only have an hour, and I like it when we keep it at an hour.
Yeah. Right, so you want me to go first?
That's the way
Right.
we've done it, brother.
Right, so again, like the other times, I've marked underneath what my answer was. But I'll fire the 6 questions at you quick fire because I know that's how you like it. Where's my pen? Got my pen. Sorry. Then after you've answered the questions, I wanted to go back and sort of maybe touch on 1 or 2 of the questions that I asked you. Right?
As the
Yeah,
American kids say, word.
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 Yes, word. Right. As we were mentioning there, I'm not much of a reader.
Is amazing.
I'm more of a film guy,
An issue with our
or
neighbors.
television guy. So, I wanted to know, obviously, I want to get to know you better.
Makes bundling our home and car insurance
So the questions that I've asked you, I'm a fan of both. So that's the way that I've sort of went with this week's questions. One of my favourite actors is Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know if you know him. Yeah. Have you heard of him?
I might have. Yeah, I think I know him. Yeah, he was in a movie
Right.
called The Titanic.
He was in the Titanic. That guy. Well, the 2 of the films that I've got to ask you, what's better, The Beach or Basketball Diaries?
Basketball Diaries, but I would also like to put in Django as a special consideration.
Okay, you didn't get any extra points for that.
Well, then I take it back. It's none of your business what I like. All right.
Right, so another actor that I sort of pinpointed was Tom Hanks. Okay, now the 2 films that I picked for him were Castaway or Terminal.
I would like to toss both those out and say Philadelphia, but it would have to be him and Wilson.
Yeah, and again, you're not getting any bonus points for Philadelphia. That's your preference. That's fine, but no extra points here. Okay.
I can't catch no break.
No, you can't. Now, if you turn around and see another actor here, right? Again, you won't get any bonus points. Now,
All right.
Robert De Niro or Al Pacino.
Oh man. De Niro bothered me this election season because all he did was talk crap about the president, and he was vulgar and rude about it. I gotta say, Al Pacino, I like it the older that he gets because he does sillier roles, like with
Yeah.
Adam Sandler and.
You see, he's got a sense of humor in some of the roles that he does now.
Al Pacino, but it's a very close second with Bad Grandpa. Not Bad Grandpa. Yeah, that's Bad Grandpa, right?
Bad Grandpa, yeah, great film.
Okay, yeah.
So Al Pacino, right? Okay.
Yep.
Now, you obviously you know I'm a fan of the natural world. So there was a fight that takes place, right, in the natural world. between a gold eagle and a bald eagle. Who wins?
Is this a factual question? Did you actually look up the...
Oh yes, I did, Aaron. Oh yes, I did. I know the answer. So,
So I don't know any facts. I'm just going with my gut. I'm gonna say the gold eagle because maybe it's more nimble, or maybe it's bigger, maybe its talons are a tad bit, maybe it's gold and it's heavier. I don't know, but I'm going gold.
okay, fair enough. I will explain after I've done the other questions exactly where we go with that. So the next fight, this is another big epic fight. This is in a film, right? This is not to say this is the right answer, but this is in a film, this fight. A grizzly bear versus a gorilla.
Oh, gorilla. Oh, no. For some reason, I think I know this, and it's the grizzly.
Okay. Now, the final question that I've got for you is Spice Girls or Take That?
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. You gotta zing a zing ah. Is that like a British thing? A UK thing? Listen, I didn't know what the hell that they were saying back when I was a young lad, but they got my blood pumping. And plus they had accents. So yeah, Spice Girls.
Yeah, okay. Right. So, the Beecher Basketball Diaries. Basketball Diaries I love because it's a film about heroin. So I was properly intrigued, and like I said, Leonardo is one of my favourite actors, but ultimately for me, Beach is one of my favourite films of all time, purely for the simple fact that it's the sense of adventure that I love in films. I love films with sense of adventure, so I took the Beach. Yeah.
Was Beach about the marijuana fields?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, and that's that whole escaping reality and going away to a world. It is amazing. I love it. Changing colours. So then you will know for the next answer. I also love Wilson, so I picked Castaway as well. Again, he had a plane crash. It was totally accidental, his adventure. Right, he never planned it like Leonardo did in The Beach. But when he was there, it was that whole being there on his own, making a friend out of volleyball, or I'm sure it's a volleyball, isn't it? And that whole sense of adventure. Although it was survival, it was an adventure. So I love that film as well. De Niro and Al Pacino. It's a close call for me as well. I love both of them. I picked De Niro on this occasion. I underlined De Niro. But I'm not aware of the rants that he's had about your president. Maybe if I had seen those, I may have picked Al Pacino as well. So you're not getting any bonus points for that though, Aaron. No bonus points here.
Well, real quick, let me tell you, like here in America, I don't know how you guys run stuff over there, but we have this thing called freedom of speech, and sometimes people, I believe everybody has that right. But it's how you use it, where you use it, when you use it. And I think a lot of people use it wrong. I, at times, have done that as well. But when you come out and in support or not support of your voted elected officials, it's like dissension in the ranks. Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, keep it educated, keep it short, keep it respectful,
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just an American. Nancy, that American's talking again.
He's talking.
I just wanted to explain that.
All the way from hell. I'm not doing that. Right. Okay. Now, the one that you said, you got the answer right. It is the gold eagle. The gold eagle would beat the bald eagle in a fight.
Why?
Because
Our new house is amazing.
it's to do with the gold eagle is more nimble, but it also has much stronger claws. The reason being is it's the food that the gold eagle eats. It doesn't only eat fish. Fish are relatively quite soft, so the bald eagle's claws are not nearly as strong as the gold eagle. So when these two birds, which are both big bucks, got into a clash. It all comes down to how strong the talons are, and because the Gold Eagle has got much stronger talons, it would kick his ass.
I feel like I've read that. I know that. You know, before I got sick, I got clean in 2012. The beginning of 2013, I started a bar trivia business. And basically, it was just my job to sell drinks to bring in revenue while I do my entertaining doing bar trivia. I feel like I had that somewhere in my brain already. So that's why I was giving the old American fist pump, because I got that stuff right. Yes.
And I was just giving you thumbs up.
Hey, there it is. That's right.
The next one, this fight actually took place in Rampage. That fight, although it was an albino gorilla, and he had at that point been infected, so he was bigger and stronger, and he kicked the grizzly's ass. But actually, in the actual real world, the grizzly would kick the gorilla's ass.
Because it's claws, right? Is that one thing about it?
Yeah, so the bear's mouth and the pressure, when I read it, it says that the gorilla would try and work its way round the back of the bear, but bears are quite nimble as well. They can turn on a sixpence really quickly. So although the gorilla would try and work its way around to get to the bear's backside, the bear, like a bit like a cat, I suppose, and even a dog, they can turn and bite that way. And yeah, so 10 times out of 10, the grizzly bear would kick the gorilla's ass. So
you want to know something else that makes this this mashup awesome? Not only are you and I two good-looking dudes, but we know some useless trivia stuff, and we get it right. We need to come to America. Let's do a bar trivia night somewhere. We'll drink. We won't drink, of course. But yeah, man, that's awesome. So, how many unofficial points did I not receive this time?
Right. So the last one, you picked Spice Girls, and I take that. Now, I don't like all the members that take that, but I listen to Take That music more than I did Spice Girls. So the points that you go out of 6, only marking it out of 6, only in relation to my answers, was you took Castaway, you took the Gold Eagle, you took that 3. So you got 3 out of 6, my friend. No bonus points.
Can't be perfect all the time, right?
But that was over.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, go.
You said turn on a sixpence. Now, we have a saying here in America: turn on a dime, stop on a dime. Is that what turn on a sixpence means?
Yeah. So it's just like instant. So
quick,
without any room.
Yeah, turn on a dime. Man, you guys got some weird sayings over there.
Yeah, I mean, likewise, so of American.
All right, so 50%, 3 out of 6. That's not too bad. My cup is both half empty and half full. Thank you.
Yeah, but you only got 50%, so you're only getting 1 thumbs up, my friend.
Gotcha. I like that. So this is going to be my turn to ask you some questions.
Okay.
I have 1, 4, and then a 5th one. Before we do this, more on that in a moment. Vlogcast is appreciative of Paul Bogey and his struggle, his winning, his just his outlook and what his soul does for others. I would appreciate you all to share his page, share his Amazon links. I appreciate you, bro. You're one heck of a dude.
Sharing is caring, Aaron.
That's right. Sharing is caring. William Anderson, he answered Grizzly Bear. All right. So,
yeah, boy.
Okay, who wins in a fight? The Queen of England in her prime, or Freddie Mercury of Queen?
Freddie Mercury from Queen.
He's got long arms. He
does.
He does.
Very athletic.
Okay, you're being polite about calling him athletic. That was AIDS that made him skinny like that. Anyway, Optimus Prime or Megatron, who wins in a fight?
Optimus Prime. That was a shit accent, I know, but...
No, hey, it sounded a lot better than your Alabama accent. Which...
Alabama!
I love that, man. It makes me laugh so much. Okay, who wins in a fight? William Wallace from... No. You know who William Wallace is? He's a character in...
Yeah.
Okay. William Wallace
Yeah.
or the janitor from The Simpsons, who's from Scotland.
Yeah, definitely William Wallace. Definitely William Wallace. Because he's got a long sword, you know. He's got a long broadsword.
Have you seen... the reason I'm talking about Simpsons is because on Disney Plus, they have all 31 seasons. Oh, speaking of Disney Plus, WandaVision starts on the 15th.
Speaking of Simpsons, did you see that? Have you been following? You will have these predictions that Matt Groening has been doing for the last 20, 30 years. Wow, blows my mind. And another one come up this week where the Viking was standing outside the Capitol?
Yes.
Capitol building. And the Viking was standing there, and then lo and behold, it's showing you a picture of the Simpsons, and they're talking about the pandemic. They're talking about the wasps that it's the killer hornets that we had last year.
Yeah.
That's in that episode. So many things that tie in to that episode that happened last year. It blows my mind how you know, the Twin Towers.
So I believe in heaven and hell. I believe in God the Creator and Satan the Disruptor. Some people might say that you don't get 30 seasons of a cartoon unless you sold your soul. My first thought
There's a bit of an issue with our neighbors.
would be maybe this is just an excellently written comedy
At least Geico
that
is
has
bundling our home and
cheap
car insurance season.
Asian animators that does it. That's what South Park is. Very controversial. So, you know, Conan O'Brien, for example, used to be one of the head writers for The Simpsons, right? And he's I love Conan O'Brien. If I could emulate anybody, their style, their interview style, their quirkiness, to me, that's the whole package. Anyway, what I'm saying is he's a genius. Conan, call me. They had great writers. Okay, so we're done with who wins in a fight. Can you really trust a left-handed man with two first names?
It's a bit iffy. I mean, with two first names and he's left-handed.
Yes.
I don't know.
Like, where do they get these gargoyles from? Stay away from me. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I'm gonna make a statement. You're gonna give me the year, and then I'm gonna make a question, and you're gonna answer. Ready?
ready.
Okay, the year you were born.
1979.
Have you ever owned a car from 1979?
No.
Very good. What year did you graduate?
1995. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Cause I can't. I had. Had you lost your virginity by 1995?
No.
That's why I wrote it down. These are my spur of the moment questions. I got this line in question because you've been in your car a lot. So I was like, I'm gonna get some of these years. So you've not owned a car from 1979, the year in which you were born. You graduated in 1995 and had yet to lose your virginity. What year did you join the Army?
2010.
Have you?
I'd lost my virginity. I'd lost my virginity by then.
That was going to be my unwritten follow-up question. Have you ever owned a car from 2010?
No.
Okay. Final yearly question. What year were you married?
Married in 2016.
2016.
For bundling made easy.
Las Vegas, baby.
Very good. You know what? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. We don't need to talk about the years. We don't talk about the years anymore. Okay, last one, and we're practicing you up so that when you come to the States, you can punk everybody that's interviewing you by using a Southern accent.
Okay.
Turning the tables on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it.
Paul Bogey is the author of Heroin to Hero. Now, as your Southern dialect coach, I'd like for you to slow it down and try to
Slow it down.
and make it a little deeper.
And make it a little deeper.
No, it's good. That's good. No, I mean that. I mean that. Don't even.
Slowing it down and making it a little deeper.
Did you raise your lip a little bit? Slowing it down.
Slowing it down. I'll practice. I'll practice.
I'm gonna hop off here. I look forward to my Saturdays starting on Sundays and Mondays. Paul, Macanella, come on in here. Come on. Have you been able to hear them?
No.
Come and say hello.
Hello, how are you?
Come and say hi to me, Mom. We're gonna jump off.
What were you watching on the television? Hello.
Okay, guess what? Love you, bye. You guys can get on your devices. Paul.
Sorry, what was that, Mac?
Step closer. Right here.
Are you having a good day?
Yeah, I'm having a great day, thank you. Chilling out with your dad.
Can you give me one of these?
Yeah. Nice one.
I had a blast, man, and you know it says I'm looking at 9 viewers, but I'll bet you this thing has been clicked on lots. You can't really tell.
Yeah.
You can't really tell the metrics when it's. I've never done this one before, but I'm looking forward to doing it to next Saturday. I'll be checking out your page, Heroin the Hero. Heroin the Hero. I'm looking forward to getting my book tomorrow. I will post a picture with it. That's right, as Elevate. You're providing comfort, planting seeds. You're doing God's work. I told you that the first day I met you, and this definitely won't be the last time we spoke. I love you. Give love to the family. Caesar, you're a good boy. We'll talk to you later, brother.
Stay safe, Alan. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, dude. Bye-bye. Five seconds.
Okay, take your time. Hello everyone, if you're just joining us. Aaron's literally just away to get some Pepsi.